Oh, there's one point of view, reform, electoral reform. And there's another thing. Well, that was tonight. They've had their meeting. There were about 30 people in there. They weren't all from St Mary's, but most of them were. So, if you value our parish system,
cracking elections in the districts. Nine cracking elections with meaningful elections, because the senatorials isn't that meaningful anymore. Somebody said to me in the audience the other day, but we can unseat a chief minister. Never happened. Never happened, no matter how popular they were, because it's about name recognition and profile. So I think you'd have the chance in a district of 11,000 people to really drill down into the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people who are standing in that district. You have a real chance to look at their manifestos, to put them on the spot in a way that in a senatorial election you simply don't at the moment. You simply don't. They're a waste of time on the part of all parties concerned, candidate and voter.
I don't disagree with you about the senatorial elections. The senatorial hustings are meaningless, really. There's 17 people in the room assuming the seats to speak. Some of them saying all the same thing.
Yes.
It doesn't really get any point across.
And you can't question them.
No.
And you know what the depressing thing about it, and I love going to senatorial hustings. I lasted one at the last election. I couldn't bear it because you simply knew that half the room didn't stand a chance.
Okay.
They're not. I never call them time wasters and no overs. That's really cruel because, as I've said before, it takes guts to stand, and I have full respect for them. They'd have been so much better off standing in a smaller district where they could get known. You need to have a profile in a senatorial district. One or two people break that mould.
Well, if you'd have brought in deposits, you wouldn't have had so many people standing.
All those ones last year would have paid that deposit. You would never reduce them. They would all have paid that deposit.
Sorry, can you hear from
It's all according to how much the deposit is.
Might be something that could be contested, because history shows us in Jersey that single-seat constituencies in general in Jersey aren't contested, but when there's a multi-seat, multiple people run for it. So we just look at the statistics and the facts that show that multi-seat constituencies are generally more challenged. But will it create more people coming out to vote? We don't know, 100%, I've got to say, but doing nothing and changing nothing won't change it either. So it's either we stay as we are and we say, we get what we get, or we try and do something that will at least try and make it.
Can I just touch on that actually? I think it was mentioned here as well. The Greffier department did do a survey at the last elections, after the elections. And the main reason why people didn't vote, according to that survey was that they didn't understand this current system and that it needed simplifying. Now, I come from a background where I'm a mathematics teacher. Having taught kids for nearly a decade, I know that if I was to present to them the current system, I would probably lose them quicker, their attention quicker than I would with a simplified system. Okay? And I'd like to think I think it's one of those, it's the chicken and the egg. Do we simplify the system first, educate people as much as we can on that simplified system, and hope that therefore voter apathy decreases? Or do we stick to the current system, which is 3 types of states members? Depending on, if I imagine myself in the classroom, I'd have to ask each individual student, well, where do you live? Because, and even then, even if they just said to me, for example, St Brellards, I'd have to say, right, well, where in St Brellards? Because dependent on where they live would depend on how many votes they could have and how many deputies they would have representing them. So I think that's why so many people just don't want to come out and vote. It is a very complicated system. Obviously, you are here tonight and you understand the system. When I was door knocking as well over the summer, there was numerous people that I spoke to, not just minority communities, people who have come over from the UK, who have been here for 30 years, who have said to me, I have never voted before, what do I do? How does it work? You know, so there needs to almost be, this is almost like another stream of work as well, I think, addressing voter apathy. But I'd like to think that with a simplified system, it would come more naturally.
I mean, for starters, our electoral registration, we have a small window in which to make some changes if we are going to make changes, because everything has to be done a year before the next election. So we've got till May 2021 to reform, go forward with changes, if we're going to do that. What I want to do after this exercise, which has been very useful, is I want to speak to all the state's members again. I want to take soundings from them. I want to test public opinion from people who don't necessarily have the time to walk up to the parish halls, or that's not their bag. So I'd like to see sampling done, surveys done of representative samples of the island. So some qualitative and quantitative surveying of people to gauge public opinion. I mean, we had a Mori poll, the last Mori poll was 10 years ago or something. That was a very useful exercise. I'd like to see a little bit of that. It's not due to go before the Assembly till the end of September at the earliest. It might be that we delay it because we might want to change it. No doubt lots of people put in amendments. And then there's the question of the referendum, whether we go to the public again to vote. I am not closed off to it. I don't like referendum. I think you pay politicians to go and make difficult decisions for you. And too often in Jersey, the referendum is used by politicians to stop something happening. And also they've been bad in terms of, not the ABC one, that was good, but bad in terms of you need to properly inform people if you're going to ask them an important question. And too often that hasn't happened properly. So if you're going to do a referendum, I'd happily let that happen. I think it would be interesting to test the water with the...
We have gone and spoken to the chairman of the referendum commission that's been set up to make organise referendums for us. So it's not politicians divisively doing referendums. That there's a body now that actually set up to go and take that away from us and set up. So it's about what the people want. And what they said was, if you want to go to a referendum, you need to make sure that you've gone out and got a good sample of opinion, and that people understand what the question will be, what the subject is, and what they will be voting on. So we have started that as part of this committee to say what would it look like, and what we got back was, you could do it, but you're not there yet. You need to go out. So these are a good start. We've been to every parish hall tomorrow. We will have done every parish hall to go and hear the concerns of parishioners in each parish hall, but there will need to be more done. But absolutely, we're not closed off to the idea of a referendum. In fact, we're getting to the point where we think it might be a really good tool to get a good opinion. But it has to be the right question that is easily understandable.
Yes or no.
A yes or no question rather than A, B or C, and it needs to be an informed one. So, and there needs to be equal campaigns. So such an equal team in charge of one side of it, an equal team the other side of it, and it shouldn't be lopsided. So that's what the chairman of the referendum commission done, and they're the ones that will actually set the rules, the question, and the teams up on either side on the yes or no campaigns. So it is something we've started looking at.
Brexit was yes or no, remember?
Brexit was yes or no.
Yeah.